Well, the first Australian woman to receive a uterus transplant is pregnant, and 30-year-old Kirsty Bryant is carrying a child in the same womb she was grown in. She only had the transplant in January of this year. The uterus came from her mum. The marathon 16-hour surgery was part of a clinical trial at Sydney's Royal Women's Hospital, and it's hoped the procedure will provide another option for women facing fertility issues. And the remarkable Kirsty Bryant joins us now. Kirsty, this is so amazing. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. Very, very happy, very excited.
This is huge. Only about 70 of these uterus transplants have been performed around the world. Tell us about how you and your mum came to the decision to do this.
Yeah, so after the birth of my first child, Violet, I had a postpartum hemorrhage, which required a life-saving hysterectomy. So after my daughter was born, I was about 6 months postpartum, and I was already thinking about what we were going to do as a family. Obviously, I had planned to have more children. I was doing a little bit of research online and found the uterus transplant clinical trial, and I put my daughter down for a sleep, and I rang my mum while she was at work and said, "Hey mum, if you could hypothetically have a hysterectomy, could I have your uterus?" And she didn't hesitate, and yeah, here we are today.
It's a full-on conversation to have with your mum, isn't it? I'm glad it went well.
Yeah, very, very casual, very nonchalant, like, "Hey mum, just can I have your uterus?"
Well, I mean, most parents kind of, maybe they give their kids a car or something like that, you know, as a big kind of present. Your mum gave you her uterus. How big a thing is that for you? Have you grappled with that? That's such a huge thing, that the uterus that you were in is now in you and having your baby.
Yeah, I always knew my mum was incredibly brave and selfless. But yeah, now I've just shown to the world what a wonderful mum she is.
Well, Kirsty, this is the first time this has been done in Australia. I mean, you went into this with your eyes wide open. What sort of risks were there?
Obviously, that the uterus wouldn't take and that it would be a failed procedure. And then obviously there's the risk of going through this really big, lengthy surgery and then not being able to conceive a child. So, yeah, there were risks and complications, but so far so good, and we're just taking it week by week.
So you're about 7 weeks along now. How is the baby doing?
Yeah, good so far. So I got to hear the baby's heartbeat last week, which is just incredible. Yeah, I'm super excited to move forward, and every appointment it gets me closer to, yeah, holding my baby, hopefully.
Oh, Kirsty Bryant, what a story. Good luck with everything, and thank you for telling it to us today.
My pleasure. Hopefully we can chat again around Christmas and we can talk about our Christmas miracle.
Oh, Christmas babies are
Also,
the best.
Georgie's an excellent name. Just so you know, George, it can be a unisex name, can be anything.
We're taking name suggestions. I'll run it past mum.
Yeah, your mum. I think your mum actually has,
Yeah, exactly.
has naming rights.
All right, all right. It's just another option. Thanks, lovely.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.